That wasn't supposed to happen. Whatever. All right, let's talk about emotions for a minute, shall we? Let's talk about the human and the source and the emotions and what I'm doing. Because after I post these videos, I have no idea where it's going. Pretty common thread, right? For me, these videos are the catalyst to find my own answers, right? I'm searching for the signal in myself because for so long, I didn't have anybody else to bounce off of. I had to read source in myself. And as such, I had to look at the world not as a human being carrying source, but as a source energy being trying to understand humanity. The alien on Earth theory, right? The answers are already inside me. The emotions are the catalyst for the events that take me to the answers I'm seeking, to take me to the next set of questions, to take me to the next set of answers. I just want to be really transparent about this. Emotions are emotions. There's no such thing as a negative emotion, only an unprocessed one. I know everything there, well, not everything there is to know, but I know a goodly thing about everything there is to know about pain, all right? I've had my fair share of it. I understand the confusion. I understand why everybody's going, get out of the head space, get into the heart space. Just let go and unconsciously create. And just let your life manifest and let it come to you. Excuse me just 1 second. Come on in, little one. Come here. Okay. You wanted to be in here, now you get to be in here. You wanted to say hello, and now you get to say hello. Now, can I go back to this, please? Not all emotions are bad. That's why we feel them, right? But the negative ones, the ones we don't understand, the ones that seem to be in conflict with who we are or what we're doing, and sometimes that's the human resisting. And sometimes it's something else resisting, maybe. I'm not sure yet. I feel something in this that's different to me. I'm finding my heart space. And the more I'm finding my heart space, the more I find myself dissonant with just about everything around me. Now that is nothing new to me. For 50 years, I have lived a narrative that says, I do not belong here. I do not have a right to exist. As someone who believes in source energy, I don't fit the human pattern. I'm an anomaly. And I'm going to ask you one simple question, because this question is the most important. This is the defining question. This is why there's a recalibration in process. You know? Is it the world or is it me? Because it just seems to me, as source, that the whole point is to come down here and play. I'm just trying to kick off the emotional baggage of the former narrative, just like everybody else, right? Only when I see other people doing it, when I see how it's being done online, when I see the methods and everything is this trance-like state, it's filtered, it's pure, it's serene, and that's not life. That's peace to me. That's a wellspring of energy. And maybe I just haven't been brought in contact with the person who has the answers. Maybe I don't need to be here at all, but nobody's told me shit about how to process these emotions as source, what they mean for the tension engine, and how we use them to vector ourselves as source in this reality. The emotions are the most important part to me. That's the compass rose, man. Everybody else is talking like they're God. I'm God trying to talk like a human. Little g. I do not claim that level of power at this time. What? You never know? It's God. God is infinite. God can do whatever God wants to do, right? In whatever version, in whatever deity, in whatever faith, philosophy you want to believe, Source does what Source wants. You can do what Source wants. You can surrender to Source. And in my case, I'm trying to integrate with Source. Not Source as a human or a human as Source, but we're just one being, right? It's all just one. It's a duality that functions as a single consciousness. And I don't understand how any of this works. That's why I'm here. I'm making these videos to find my own way. And if this helps someone else, great. And if it doesn't help anybody else, if I'm insane, so be it. I've been saying this since Sean Kennedy put it in my head 20 years ago. Better to live the lie you want than the lie they give you. And I don't like the lie I see when I walk out this house, this apartment, this place. It bothers me that the world looks at itself like baking grease. It bothers me that it appears in so many areas that the world has turned its back on itself. It bothers me that nobody is talking about it. Nobody seems to even be paying any attention. On the one hand, so am I. I am so focused, laser dialed in on finding my spiritual path because just like everybody else, I don't know where this is going. I mean, Source has showed me 50 different possible outcomes. At least. You want me to theory craft? I can theory craft all day long, but nobody's going to know. So what do? We turn back inside. We look at the conflict and we say, okay, if the external doesn't make sense, then the internal must make sense, right? And here I am. I was very bothered yesterday as me, just me, very bothered yesterday about all this. Where am I taking this? What am I doing? People are going to look at this and go, Jesus, he's falling apart. And I am. Because that's how you come together. By falling apart. You don't find answers in peace. At least I don't. Maybe y'all do, you know. I find answers in the chaos. And if I can't find an answer, I make one. Because that's how I roll. That's how I want to roll. As a human or as Source, it doesn't matter. Find the connecting thread between the narratives. Unify the narrative. Be the spirit with the emotions. Become the being. Project like that. And trust the process. And that's everything I've been given. Everything else that's coming out of my head, I don't write a script. I don't think about this. Not the way most people would. I let it bother me. I let my emotions cut me. And then I sit back and watch how I heal in neuroplasticity with this. And that's my answer. Does that make any sense? My emotions to me are my most valuable commodity. They are my compass rose. Peace, love, being in heart space. I was so in heart space last night that I finally actually surrendered, went to bed. Here we are. The next piece in the puzzle. I have no idea where this is going from here. I really don't. Because the only way for me to find out is to live my life. To engage fully. Perfect love and perfect trust. The CPTSD emotional abandonment narrative, in a very short period of time, told me to go from full hard to full soft. And I'm surrendering to that. I don't know if I'm doing it right or doing it wrong, and I really don't give a shit. This is about me. This is about us. This is about Source, but this is also about me. Me is a symbiote. Me is an infinite entity. Me is the direction of all of our components. Chaos is potential. Knowledge, wisdom, faith, and trust, authentic presence, my tools, and this, my method of communication. Not because I want to, mind you. There's a small part of me that's absolutely terrified every time I pull the trigger on a video. And that's probably never going to change. Because perfect love and perfect trust means showing up here as myself too. Not as some source entity, not to try and dodge the responsibility of the words. I know that's not what y'all are doing, but for me, that's what it feels like. I can't just be a passive generator in this. I have to create. I have to manifest. I have to make it better. I have to interact. It's the only way I'm going to move anywhere. Otherwise, the alternative is entropy. Zero in its purest form. Off. I love the duality state. I love how they talk about it like it's binary code. Because it suggests that this is all just some kind of a complex universal simulation. Quantum physics can sit there and measure some of this stuff and show you that things not looked at aren't rendered in the universe. How? I don't know. If there's one thing I know that I cannot or will not do, it's math. But the world is stranger than we have any reason to believe. Why in the nine hells does anybody think they have all the answers to it? Or any of them? Even me, right? Because I can't do anything past the now. Because the now is all there is. And when it's time for me to come up here and talk, I don't have to worry about it. Because when it's time, I will hit record. That was for myself. Because I worry every day. I don't understand where this is going because I have to extrapolate the meaning from it. I have to decode it. Or maybe I want to decode it. Because I'm not okay with, again, being passive. You say, don't try to control. I'm trying to channel. That's the reason for the softening. If your heart is hard, you can't channel. I can't channel. Because channeling requires love. And when I'm not in my heart space, I'm just as scared and confused and gobsmacked as the rest of you. It's a narrative, folks. There's not supposed to be an answer, just a dialogue. That's all it's ever going to be, is just a dialogue. The answers that you find are going to carry you to the next question. It's an eternal path. One foot in front of the other forever. The purpose is to look up and see what's on the path, not to figure out how quick you can get down it. And maybe I need to slow down a little bit as well. Process my emotions a little bit more. That's why they're telling me to go full heart space. That's why I'm being told to soften. Because when I get where I'm going, and I'm there now and I'll be there then, you know, we all know we're exactly where we're supposed to be at any given point in time if we allow ourselves to. And if we really allow ourselves to be completely honest, we know deep down in our body centers that we're safe. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Take that from the one they threw out. No, I'm going to let that sit. Take it from the one they threw out. Now I want to rephrase this. The one that walked away. They're both the right answer. But it's not what you see. It's how you see it. And how you see it is going to determine how you walk through the narrative. Soften your heart. Soften your heart. Soften your heart. Soften your heart. You understand, yes? You feel this. If you see this, if you hear this, remember, information saturation is real. Sometimes you got to turn off the music, turn off the computer, and I'm going beyond what you're thinking, so bear with me here. It's not just about touching grass. Think of the world as a symphony, just like us. Just like us. One universal chorus on this planet. Now look out there and listen to the song that we're singing. I don't want this. And so I've decided to change it. That's right. The world. The whole thing. The vibrational density. I don't like where we sit. I'm not having fun in this experience. I am not amused. And that's my choice because that's how I see the world. Because the world isn't perfect. Just like me. And if I'm going to work on myself, I mean, the world's the external projection of it, right? So I guess sometimes you just got to close your eyes, think about it for a minute, and just paint. Even if it's sloppy, even if it's messy, even if it's full of emotion. From the time we are very young, we are taught not to make a mess. But dang it, messes are what the human condition is. That's the whole point. That's half the fun. You know, which one is it? Christmas Eve or Christmas morning? Do you love the anticipation or the celebration? But you gotta love one or the other, right? And if it's not one of those, there's got to be something you're in love with. There's got to be some reason we're still here. And if you can't see it, and you're listening to this and you're going, I want to believe, then you already know it's there. You're just like me, searching around in a dark room trying to figure it out. Welcome to the me that is me, folks. My name is Chris, and I don't know what the heck I am. And I don't care. I'm a voice, and I choose to speak. And that's it. What you take from this, That's up to you. You want to turn away from spirit. You want to go insert yourself into the Excel spreadsheet of what I call the infernal micromanagement and be a soulless husk performing a function. You go ahead. But for the rest of us, dude, I want to paint. I want to sing. I want to do 150 mile an hour sideways and 500 feet down at the same time. And if you got that reference, give yourself a quarter, because I ain't getting any younger, and neither is that song. This is a good thing. This is clarity. This is direction. What clarity? What direction? That I leave in your capable hands. Because I'm here and you're there. And we're all just trying to bridge a gap for a reason we may or may not even understand. But that's the journey, right? Don't take it so seriously. It's life. If I have to say this every time, I will. It's life. Nobody gets out alive. That's the joke. Source. Eternal presence of energy. Nobody gets out alive. It's a symbiotic relationship, folks. The two work in tandem. How is up to you. This is how I've done it. And I'm proud of it. It's not painless. It's not sterile. It's messy. It's visceral. This is me. This is all me. Source human, I don't care. This is here. This is now. This is mine. This is ours. All of it. What are we going to do with it? We are the only us that has ever or will ever be, and I am the only particular character role of this template that has ever or will ever be. Knowing this is only a temporary shell, that this personality is finite, that bothered me for a long time. Attachment to self, right? I mean, that's who we are. Without identity, we have no self. Until you surrender and you realize there was never any self, and then you realize you're the human, the source, the microphone, the recording, the state, the planet, and the universe. And if you let it scale up that far in your head, and you can process it, it absolutely can drive you insane. Why do you think I'm in so much chaos? I pushed. Maybe it was reckless, maybe it was stupid, but I did it anyway. And here I am. Like a heat-seeking missile locked on this feeling inside my body center. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know that as long as that light in my center's on, it'll be okay. And take all of this how you will. We love you. But I want to take this out of the source space for a second. Because you are a human being too. Just like me. You have no idea what's going on. Just like me. To a point, yes, I understand source. You have any idea how many times I sit there in a comment section after a video answering my own questions until I just give up? Getting me to actually hit send on a message, that took some doing. But that was last week. And last week something like that was that hard for my soul. What do I want to challenge myself with this week? How do I want to decide that I am not going to submit passively. When are you going to get in the game? You already are. Unconsciously? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. This is unconscious to me. I speak the words. I know not anything but my intent. I trust your narrative to define the process. To understand the sense in the senseless. Not to say it's senseless. Hey, it's going to be okay. This is just the voice. And I want to tell you, come here. Come here for a minute. I want to tell you, it's going to be okay. And I'm not just telling this to myself. I know this is going to be okay. Because ultimately there's nothing wrong. It's just a set of parameters. We've chosen to define this experience. Like, I get that. I get the bookwork. I get the objective. I get the observer role. And I have no idea where I'm going with this, so I'm just going to keep going. I am not sure what this path is, or if it even exists yet. But I've decided this experiment is going to happen. That I'm going to do this. And if I can make a difference, so be it. Like I keep saying, somebody's got to try. Somebody's got to dream big, you know? If we can't even dream big enough to give ourselves a break on the freeway, yeah, I went there. You want to challenge yourself, take away your aggression on the freeway. You want to find your heart space. It's fun, guys. Think about it. Mix the human and the source. Make a mess. Fuck shit up. Break shit. Seriously. What are they going to do? Send us to world jail for trying to manifest outside the message? What message? What manifestation? What world? You don't move forward with your feet. You move forward however you can. This is my medium. One of them. Because I don't want to be a human anymore. Humans are disgusting, primal, stupid creatures. Yeah, I am. And I'll own it. That's the best part. Don't you get it? That's the best part. And if that resonates with you, good luck, man. Good luck to both of us. We'll see you later, folks. I've got an experience to do. I guess I'll be back when Source tells me. Peace, flower. We'll see you later.